Welcome everyone. Today we're going to do a spiritual reading. What I mean by that is my guides and your guides, they know each other or you wouldn't be here, will give us some advice. And I was trying to figure out what type, how do I say this? What did I want our spirit guides to look at? Love, career, and then, what just came over me is all the sorrow in the world right now. Shootings, just a lot of hate in the world right now. Now, I have to say right away, what I was told is, remember, if there's hate, the opposite also exists, and that is love. So maybe that's what we need to keep our eyes on, because really what I want to know is, what are we supposed to do when the world is in turmoil? And a lot of it just feels like it's out of our control, right? So that's kind of how I'm addressing our guides. But I never put limitations on anything when it comes to a reading, so if there's something else that needs to come out, it'll come out. We're going to use the Mother Mary Oracle deck. Take a card or two. Well, we'll take what comes out. We're not going to take anything. We'll receive, hopefully, a card or two. And then we will bring a couple tarot decks in. Okay, so let's start with Mother Mary. I think you can, normally I would say come here, clear your mind, but I feel like if you have a question, something that you just need confirmation on, I feel like it's okay to ask. And it'll show itself somewhere in the reading for you. Your guides are always available to you. I see like a ring of them around you, and you have quite a few. So you want to remember that, and you do have the ability to connect. I think the hardest part is to trust. To trust what the signs that you receive, the feelings that you get, because your signs will come through your feelings. They can come through songs, it can come through numbers, it can come through anything. And it's something that may make you just go, and then don't second guess it. Because when you learn to trust the signs, they're always there, by the way. But the more you trust them, the more you see them, the more guidance you have. And listen, it just makes your trip a little easier. All right, we have honesty. It's funny because we're kind of living in a fake world, right? What was the saying last year? It's all you kept hearing, fake news, right? Fake, fake, fake. And honesty is what was needed, right? So honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. Okay. Let's bring in the Tarot Dreams. See the tiniest little white feather on my sleeve. Interesting. And I don't have anything. There it is. It is a little tiny feather. I'll put it right over there. I don't know. Well, I do know. You know, feathers are another sign, by the way. It's interesting. What else was I doing? And I was moving something or something, and there was this it's funny how little that feather was, because there's this big white feather under something I moved, and I was like, wow. So I asked Sam, I'm like, does this ring a bell to you? And he's like, no. Couldn't even tell what kind of bird it was from. If it was from a bird, I don't know. Anyway. Okay. We have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Interesting. Two aces side by side. I could tell you, I feel like it's just many things, but let me tell you, the first thing I'm feeling is I feel like the world outside is affecting some personal relationships, and the Ace of Swords is the same as honesty. It is about honesty, truth, right? But it's also about communication. And there may have, I don't know, some people may be going through some difficult time in communication. It's almost like that water. I feel like in that Ace of Cups, I feel like it's talking about both these people, right? It kind of represents to me like the soulmates. Anyway, let's keep going. It's funny, the Ace of Swords is pointing up, and the Ace of Cups is pointing down. Like the water, the healing waters, the loving waters is coming down, and it's like the truth is going up. This has to do with yourself, your authentic, your authentic self, living in your authentic self. How interesting, if you're able to do that and have the Ace of Cups there, right? The High Priestess, wow. It's about your intuition. This is the signs. This is about you being able to connect. We have the Seven of Wands. Interesting, because I kind of feel like this is what myself, one of my questions is, what do you do in a world where, Seven of Wands is that perfect type of energy where it's always defending, defending oneself, defending others. But in the same breath, I want to say, if that's the case, then there's something there to learn, something that you can absorb, something that you may use later. You know what I mean? Like put it in your back pocket type of thing. We have the Page of Wands over the Ace of Swords. And look at this. We have the Magician over the Ace of Cups. We have some powerful energy. So we have the Magician over the Ace of Cups. Well, first of all, the ability to manifest love, not just romantic, but spiritual. The ability to allow yourself to feel it, connect to it, maybe even use it in battles that you face. I feel like pick your battles at the same time. Pick your battles. Okay, well, let's get the rest of the cards out here. So this High Priestess, I feel like really trying to connect. Really trying to connect here. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. This is abundance within your household. Can be within your craft. Even the Magician right beside it. It's interesting because I do feel, this may be telling us that just as we feel the angst of the world, allow ourselves to feel the opposite of that, and that is the love. And it feels like the Ace of Swords is what we then spread, right? Through this page. The page is you know, I'm almost seeing him as the newspaper boy, you know, hear the news, hear the news, did you hear the news? Um, so it's more like spreading love instead of joining in the energy of the angst, right? So, you know, Ten of Pentacles would say if you can help, it would be probably in a financial way, but it also it's saying in a grounded type energy. And I really feel that what some of you are learning from this time period, some of you maybe you really learn to stand up for yourself. And I feel like whatever it is, like if you allow yourself to, how do I say this, connect, then you can, it's almost like you can feel the lesson in there. You don't feel the pain, you don't feel anything other than aha. It's like an aha type moment. And therefore, maybe then you can find like how you can help. But it definitely feels like for some, you know, it's like spreading the word of love. And, you know, it puts you in this abundant house with the high priestess attached to it. So I feel like a very guided path. Um, So some of you may have just found yourself changing courses, right? Changing up course. Your life is going this way, and then it changes course. But nonetheless, you know, I feel like what it's saying, especially with the magician, you know, if I keep love in my heart, and that's the energy that I manifest from, it's showing us how you can truly be abundant, right? You can be abundant and manifest from greed, let's say, but you won't have, you know, you know, what you have in material things, you lack in emotion, you'll lack in emotional things. This is the other way around, I feel. You know, some of you may have joined politics in some way, may have, you know, ran for mayor. I thought about that in this little town I'm in. I really did. I am thinking about it. Because they need it. Anyway, so, and you know what? I'm feeling called to it. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's different things. Like, who would ever thought the words "I'm thinking of running for mayor" would come out of my mouth? But yet here they are, right? So, don't be surprised if you change courses. And I feel like, you know, there are definitely things and lessons within what's happening in the world right now, and across the world. You know, we're all connected. If anything that we've learned through the pandemic is how, you know, it doesn't look at us, you know, by our skin color or our political status or any of that, right? I'm going to get you just because you're there. So, you know, and it's something that as a world we've lost so many, you know what I mean? So it's just heavy. It's heavy. And but there is brightness, there is light on the horizon. That's what we got to remember. There's light on the horizon, and maybe that's part of what we're spreading, right? And some of you may actually even be helping others in their course and like which direction they should follow. And again, very intuitively guided. All right, we have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight is something that's coming to you, towards you. Here's his Knight coming right towards, if nothing else, the Ten of Pentacles. We'll call it home. We have, the Five of Cups. Interesting. And we have the Devil, card of Capricorn. Some of you may have a Capricorn or someone, you know, on your heart, in your heart. Listen, I'm not going to lie. It feels like there may be chance of some type of communication may come in towards your home. Now, to me, that kind of means like a letter. Does anybody send letters anymore? But maybe that's how special it is. That's what I would do, by the way. Probably. That's what I used to do. I used to send letters all the time. Anyway, boy, and then, and I always hate doing this, if you're Capricorn and you're here, it's like, how do you talk about the devil in a positive way? Well, there are positive things, right? It's just talking about the two halves of ourselves, right? Our shadow selves and our light self. And it's the balance of the two. But anyways, boy, does it look like the magician can certainly, just like I said earlier, has a choice here of what he wants to manifest. Does he want to manifest through the Ace of Cups, which truly feels abundant, like that water is just coming down. It's on a solid base of gold, like I feel like I can trust this with everything. Or, the devil below, which is the opposite. It's almost like heaven and hell. Sorry, Capricorn, I don't mean it that way. It just feels like, now, I have to say, be careful here because, the Five of Cups beside that, that could be, the Five of Cups talks about where you put your focus. Like, it's telling you, actually, that where you're focusing for some of you is what you have lost, who you have lost. And although, right, because you travel through the Four, which is, to me, means you've gone through, like, the initial healing period, let's say, and now the Five says it's time to think about a change, right? Some type of movement. Sitting next to the devil and this person, like, trapped in, well, he's not trapped in a cage. He feels like he's trapped in a cage, but he's not. The door is wide open. Wide open. But, he takes his stance inside this cage as if, in his mind, he's just succumbed to the idea that he's stuck. Though he's not. There's that door, right? There it is. And, it's like the light over dark. God gives us power over Satan. So, it's not anything to fear, but what I feel like what it's doing, I feel like it's keeping some of you in this certain type of energy. Now, why does it even matter? Well, because you're not done living. You may think you are, but you're not. And when you turn around in that energy, it's funny because now she will have her back towards this energy. And I'm not talking about a Capricorn. I'm just talking about, this darker energy. She'll have her back towards it, and what she finds is Two Cups. Wow. Who would have thought, right? Five says that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm here for. We have the Six of Swords. So, the Six of Swords truly is just looking at one's own life and saying, what's toxic to me in my life, and sometimes it's my own thoughts. Sometimes it's my own blindfolds, that type of thing. This is where you're being real with yourself, about yourself and those around you. And it can talk about anything. It doesn't even have to be a person. It's just energy that is toxic to your system. It's like two different vibrations, and that's why. It's almost like if you're trying to battle something in the Five of Swords, it seems senseless to me because, like, the answer there, I feel, is to walk away. Whether I walk away forever or I walk away for the moment. Anyway. And then we have the King of Swords. Interesting. So we have the King under the Knight. It's almost like this king is doing it old school. So don't be surprised if this is talking about a letter. Now, is it love? I don't know. You know, I should say yes, but what kind of love? We'll find out. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Does not have to be. It really is the perfect king to come out when the Ace of Swords is your first card. Because this is the king who, I feel like, you know, younger self, now, present self. You know, I pretty much learned the art of communication. It doesn't always mean you know, I use my words tenderly, but I recognize when I don't, type thing, right? This is someone who is real with themselves and real with the world, truthful, honest, nothing to hide. Um, some of you may be going towards this energy. I'm really not sure, but I feel like some of you could be leaving this Ten of Pentacles, and that could be representing a home. Um, you know, a home. You know, maybe your parents' home, or maybe a home you grew up in, or just where you've been, right? Where your roots were at. And, you know, for whatever reason, maybe you had to leave it. I just feel like if that's the case, um, understand that, you know, because I feel like everything here will come full circle, right? Here's the Magician. Like, if I had the Ten of Pentacles taken from me, with the Magician, it's saying, rebuild it. You can rebuild it. Rebuild it out of the light, not the dark, but use the experiences and the lessons of the dark, right? You know, especially if you're like counseling anyone else in any way. You know, I've been in this Five of Cups, so I understand it. I understand it, but, you know, how do I tell you that there's two cups yet to exist if I can't get you to turn around, right? But I understand why you are, you know, and it has to almost come from yourself, but you help guide them, right? Help guide them. Maybe get, and you know, it can be you, right? Page of Wands, I often feel like is my fool. That's someone who's going to take a chance. And some of you, can I just say, I feel like if I like coming full circle, it's like everything that happens, then in some way you bring it to the world, you know, and it's like, then you understand, like, okay, now I understand true purpose. You know, true purpose sometimes means that, I myself, have to sacrifice, right? Have to get in the mud. Because how can I otherwise truly help if I don't understand? All right, we have Justice on the bottom of the deck. So, you know, first of all, I feel justice anytime it shows up in a reading. What it talks about is making those who are here whole again, not just us, but really, you know, trying to make the world whole again, or heading that way again. I feel like even about the virus, there's a lot that we have learned. You know, like it's really opened my eyes to, you know, because I'm thinking, even when this is gone, like during flu season, I think I might just wear a mask when I go out. You know what I mean? Like, so information learned. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring in the Light Seers. Let's give it a couple shuffles. Okay, excuse me. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles. You know, Four of Pentacles is about, for some of you, if some of you, I feel like, you know, it's like it's like, you know, within you, like, this is not where I belong type thing. And I feel like, listen, we're in a universal year 5. So this may be the year when you decide to uproot yourself and go somewhere new, or go you know, I just feel like for some of you, and you know who you are, because I feel like it's like been aching at you. This Four of Pentacles is pretty solid type energy. You know, it's building the base, it's building the foundation that all else will grow on. So it's an important type energy. You know, the Four of Pentacles can also talk about holding on to one's ideas, like, you know, too tightly. Almost like, you know, battling what doesn't need battle type thing. So you just got to check that. But otherwise, you know, what you tell yourself if you're just beginning is this is really the most important period, because here is where you're building the foundation, whether that be love or in business. This is where you start to build the foundation. And I love this being built with the Ace of Swords under it, because, you know, it just feels meant to be type thing. Okay, what am I holding in my hand? Well, hello, Knight of Cups coming over the Ace of Cups. So, you know, again, change. 5. Here's this Knight of Cups. What's this Knight bring us? This Knight is bringing us a cup. And he's coming right over the cup. So, you know, I don't doubt it at all. You know, he's holding roses in his hand, by the way. A bouquet of roses, or flowers, but they look like roses. So it's interesting. He's got a horse, but he's got like these sneakers on, not tied. You know, but he's got a horse. So, I don't know. Is he like cool? But like he's a cowboy, you know? But he's cool. Like jazz type cool. Anyway, I don't know what I'm picking up on. But this is a cup that for sure is saying that is coming. Now, for some of you, yes, it's romantic. I mean, he is holding a bouquet of flowers. It's interesting that he's sitting, though. You're not in movement. Wow. Here's this King of Swords again. You know what I like about this deck is everybody's just so laid back and kind of cool. And here's this guy just hanging at the mountaintop, you know. King of Swords again, coming over the High Priestess. I feel like some of you were thinking about someone's thinking about you. Kind of feels meant to be type of thing. I feel like, you know, the Knight of Cups is sitting there because it probably hasn't happened yet. So this night, though, every night will finish his mission. You know, for right now, he's sitting. But he's still looking, like, right at us. So I find it interesting. Here's the King of Swords. Like, someone is manifesting. You know, and if it's not an air sign for you, then it's talking about someone who's authentic with you. Someone who's honest with you. Someone that you can trust. Someone who's wise, I feel is important. Someone who doesn't keep their defenses up. You know, there's not a need to like, Almost like this person's been through the ringer and back. So nothing can shake them. Or her. But anyways, coming over the High Priestess. You know, it's interesting because I feel like this is, like for some of you, like you're manifesting, and you know, maybe you have like actual things that you do or you say or a ritual type thing. But I feel like it's out of the home. Out of the home that you do this. And, you know, it's interesting how I see this High Priestess, like she's like so, like she's giving it all she has to manifest. I can see it, like she's she's closing her eyes tightly, right? Trying to manifest. Well, this King of Swords is right there. So, for some of you, hello. And isn't it just kind of cool at the end of the reading? Oh, well, I didn't see this. Hang on. But at the end of the reading is this King of Swords with the Magician right there. We have the Tower. Okay. You know, I say don't fear the Tower here, because it's coming over the Seven of Wands energy, and I feel like what it's talking about is whatever structure this is, whether it be a relationship or in a home or whatever it is. I feel like the energy within the home, you know, or whatever, was aggressive. You know, I hate to blame it on the sky, but I think that's a piece of it, even though I have no clue. You know, I wish I was an astronomer, but I'm not. An astrologer, but I'm not. But yet I can feel it. You know, like I feel like, oh, okay, I know something's going on. Anyway, so the tower, I feel like, in a way, you know, it feels destructive, no doubt. But in a way, it also saves you. And I feel like why? Because the energy that was created out of that Seven of Wands, though there's lessons to be learned, as always, I feel like it had gone on long enough, and you know, therefore, whatever this tower represents may have then pushed you over here into this Four of Pentacles and Ace of Wands energy, where now you're building a foundation, maybe for yourself. Okay, I was going to try to make this a short reading, but look at the cards I have already. We have the Three of Wands coming over the Page of Wands, which is perfect energy next to the Magician, right? Three of Wands is when I'm looking at my world and I'm looking at it optimistically, at all it can be. Ace of Swords is like right there, right? Right with the Ace of Cups, right there. The Magician, right there. And a lot of you, it may just be energy. It's coming out of your own home. You know, maybe you're in an apartment and then what you're doing eventually moves you into your own home, whether single or coupled by then. Okay. I feel like some of you, you know, continue to do what you feel like you're meant to do and understand the importance of what you're doing right now is you have an opportunity to build a really strong base, a really strong foundation, and that's going to help you in all ways. Forever and for more, by the way. Not just now, but forever. Well, look at this. So we have the Fool now. So the Fool is right over the Magician. But also attached to the Ace of Cups. Some of you, I feel like this is the year where you're giving love a chance. Someone may be coming in. Maybe you don't have a clue. Again, he's sitting. But that doesn't mean anything. Maybe he chooses to sit and express his emotions through the Knight of Swords. He or she, you know, through communication, through writing, through letter, text, all that type of communication, telephone. So here's the Fool. Says, that's it. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do it. Right? The Fool is the perfect example of why we don't hold on to the past. She's just free going now. She's allowing the universe to guide her type thing. You know, I feel the last thing that she's going to say is no. Doesn't mean that she can't realize I'm taking a chance. But why not? I kind of feel at this point. We have the Hangman coming over the High Priestess, also coming over the Ten of Cups, but also, in a way, blocking this King of Swords. That might be why this Knight is sitting. I have to tell you, I feel like for some of you, what's going on is you may be divorcing one, and there's another waiting. Whether you already know that, whether you know what I mean, or someone's waiting for you, or you're waiting for someone. I feel like more it'd be you waiting for someone to cut ties with someone else, right? Interesting. So, some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I think it'll happen though. You know, like to me, I feel like I don't know what you're going to do, right? You have free will. Or who's ever in this energy, they have free will. But it certainly feels like that's coming. Look at this, the Four of Wands. Well, hello. Coming over this Knight of Swords. So someone's coming in, someone's talking about commitment. Perhaps marriage. This is a beautiful, and you know, again, here's this King of Swords above it, King of Swords below it. Doesn't have to be air. Remember that. This is just someone, I feel like, you know, maybe they had to go through the ringer themselves and learn their own shit, so to speak. Maybe you both did, so to speak, and, right, it's like your foundation seems to come first. That seems to be number one. Like, think about you and your foundation, making that as strong as it can be. And that may talk about also allowing yourself to become the energy of the Fool, right? Because I feel like you don't get from the Four of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles without taking some chances. So anyways, we have the Five of Swords. So, you know, it came backwards, or reverse, I'm sorry. But so did a few, and I'm not reading them reverse, but I am noticing it reverse. So, you know, the Five of Swords coming over the Five of Cups. That's not easy energy. That's the energy of, you know, I'm in all I lost emotionally. And not just in my heart center, but in my head, in my thoughts. You know, this is... ooh... It's heavy. It's heavy, but it's dark. It's heavy and dark. You know, and it's interesting because the opposite is light and honest. Light and trustworthy. And I'm saying that because the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords is right there around the Ace of Cups. Okay. Anyways. We have the Hierophant. I feel like, okay, so it's like the Hierophant, right? Coming over the devil. I feel like there is that light. There is your light right there. The Fool, the Hierophant, first of all, it's a card of Taurus. I don't know if I've told any signs, Libra. You know, I'll go back. But anyway, the Hierophant is about your belief system. You know what it is? It's ask you a question, you know, what is your belief system? Where is your belief system? What is yours? What is other people's? What have you taken on as your own? You know, I feel like the Six of Swords here, which is right next to it, is just clearly stating, you know, the more that we can see our own truth, and, you know, the Hierophant is about, again, it's your faith. You know, keeping the faith. That means staying in the light, right? Knowing that even in the dark, that the light will come. You know, I wrote to someone, I don't know, I said, this too shall pass. And I really, really felt that when I wrote those words. Like I was guided to write, like, this too shall pass. Okay. So, anyways, the Hierophant seems... to come out sort of like your savior, but really you're saving yourself. The Hierophant's just again saying, you know, what are you believing and thinking, and what has been made up, and what is truth, what is honest. You know, it's when I'm all in my dark side, right? Like, I'm all in it. And even when you're all in it, you know, that light will still find you, right? There's a Hierophant right there, right? That light will find you. But you ultimately have to make the decision of following it, right? These are fives, again, change. So I feel like the Hierophant is, in a way, you feel like it's saving you, but really you're saving yourself. Okay, we have the Sun right next to that. Well, hello. So wherever you're going in the Six of Swords, you know, it's heading to the Sun. The Sun is happy and fun and joyful and laughter and harmonious. Doesn't mean there's no problems and there's not shouting here and there. But, you know, it doesn't, never do I think it's the end if I shout, or I don't know how to explain that other than this can be a really, really good time. Good time of your life. It's a card of Leo also, by the way. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And this may be you in this Knight of Wands responding back. We have the Four of Swords. And I love how the Four of Swords is coming right over those two fives. Really, the only negative thing we have, except for this tower, yet I feel like the tower, very quickly you can see how truthfully what it did is benefit you. And I know some people, and it just means you're not there yet, you know, like some of you are going to yell at me for saying that. I know that. And you know, I don't get insulted because, you know, we're all on our own path, and I get that. So anyways, Four Swords, beautiful. The healing of the Seven of Swords. There's a devil, right, attached to the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. You know, this is like, instead of running from the devil, I look the devil in the eye, right? I no longer run from the devil. I now look the devil in the eye. Page of Pentacles is a beautiful time of life. You know, this is when you're truly open to knowing and learning and expanding. And I love, again, the Four of Pentacles over the Ace of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. It feels, you know, it's like, yes, there's a lot going on in the world, but your life, there's still, you know, you still have to live your life. And I feel like what it's saying, no matter what's going on in the world, you still got to live your life joyfully. Even while, you know, while giving back, that type of thing. Okay, so Page of Pentacles. You know, for some of you, I feel like this King of Swords may be someone you knew in school, whether it be grade school, high school, or college. You know, I'm feeling more college, but it could be any. So this could talk about, you know, love coming back also. You know, I feel like really what the readings talk about is where is our vibration compared to what it is that we want, right? Is it matching what it is we want to bring in? I feel like we're so close, right? Here's this night it's coming in. No matter what it is, it's a couple fulfillment. Right? But he's sitting just right this moment, right? He's waiting for the Fool almost to present herself, to believe again in herself, the Hierophant here, right? To believe in maybe him again, maybe him, her was attached to this tower. I feel like don't hold on to regret because, you know, I almost feel like this is talking about each has their own course, you know, and it doesn't always mean together. Sometimes there may be a split in the road, but it doesn't have to mean it's forever, right? That road can always come back, right? You're manifesting it. You have a big part in it, right? The Magician with the Fool underneath it, with the Ace of Cups over there. And then, by the way, this Fool, the Magician who's manifesting, which is you. You make the choice, light or dark. Light or dark, yeah, I guess. You know, with the Ace of Cups underneath that, you know, it's showing you how it manifests. Here it is, the Knight of Cups. But the universe is just saying, but wait one moment. Are you ready for it? Is your foundation strong? Make sure your own foundation is as strong as it can be, because that's something that will serve you forever and forever and forever. And I think I'm going to leave it there. But I do want to read from the book, Honesty. You received this card in answer to your question because Mother Mary sees a need for self-honesty if you are to proceed. What do you have to admit to yourself about your current situation? When you think about it, what feelings arise? Why? It's important to take stock of your emotions and thoughts about anything that confuses or annoys you. Otherwise, you're reacting instead of taking charge. That's exactly what you're doing in the Seven of Wands, reacting. You're reacting instead of taking charge. Although the ego is threatened by looking deeper, it's an essential component of healing this situation. This card guides you to take some time to evaluate and understand your feelings. Remember, you are entitled to them, and they are neither right nor wrong. Very often, your feelings are the voices of angels delivering God's guidance to you. Beautiful. And I'm going to leave it there. I love doing these readings, so definitely let me know if, they don't get the highest views, and that's okay. As long as those are watching them, I just, let me know what you think. That's all. Let me know how you connect to it. I already know many of you are going to connect. I knew that before going into the reading. That's how much I trust my intuition and how much I trust my guides. So I know that, but it's not up to me, it's up to you. It's not for me to know, but for you to use. So anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it there. As always, thank you. Much gratitude for watching the video. I feel like your spirit guides are saying thank you. And I'm saying thank you for sure. Let me know what you think. Be honest, right? Be honest. And I will see you on the readings. Bye-bye.